And we're live again. This is part 3. Maybe we'll finish this guy up tonight. See if anybody wants to jump in and watch some paint dry. I know it's probably not the most exciting thing in the world, but here we go. Fresh palette of colors, and let's get to work. Last time we put in a couple rocks there. I don't know that I really like those. That stumps there. We might just end up covering all that up. Who knows? Let's see where it takes us. What do we want to do? Oh, let's just grab the old big brush. And we'll just grab some dark colors. We'll do some. I'm gonna grab my palette knife here, and I'll grab some. How about grab some black? I want this dark. I want some green. How about some blue? And I just need a pretty good glob of paint there. I'll grab a little brown, maybe a little red in there. We'll just kind of mix that up. Like that. Wipe off the old palette knife. Put our towel back up top. And big brush. Pull the brush through. There's probably a little white on here. I had to do a little bit of smoothing stuff out, but that's okay. I don't know that I like this. I don't know that I like this little creak in here. So, well, let's get started, shall we? Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Adam? How's it going, Benji? Yeah, doing something a little different, right? Like I said, now for something completely different. Actually, no, this is basically where I left off the other day, Terry. If you watched the end of that stream, this was pretty much where I left off. I've just started adding some darks in right here because I don't really like what's going on here, so we're gonna change it. So, okay, let's keep going. Well, that rock might be all right. We'll leave him in there. Do I enjoy hiking or hunting or both? A little bit, yeah. I don't do that. Not so much as I did when I was a kid. but a little bit, yeah. Maybe that little creek disappears off somewhere in the distance there. Uh-oh, now I've just got a big, I've just got a big blob. It just looks awful, right? Just wait. I got plans. Let me grab a different brush here. Grab the old oval brush real quick. Let's do some. I'm just grabbing some brown, some green, some more blue, what little bit of black I got left. Don't worry, we're about done with the dark colors. Now we're just gonna same thing, just grab some darks. Yeah, we know they're back there. It's fine. We know that guy's in there. Oh, there we go. That's good enough. All right. Well, I only have one of these, so well, let's grab some white. Let's grab some yellow, same dirty brush. And we're gonna end up making a nice little pretty green out of this. Because basically we've got a lot of blue and black in there. It's brown and green, but black and yellow make green and blue and yellow make green. Let's see if it's thin enough. Remember, our sun's kind of coming in this way, so we'll shape that value just a little bit. We'll add a little yellow ochre in there just to change it up a little bit. Maybe that guy just kind of hangs over like that. We'll grab some what is it, Indian yellow, and again that's going to just change the value some. How about grab a little red maybe? Go back to some yellow. Grab a little more yellow ochre. That's kind of more the gold color that yellow ochre is. And my dogs are going crazy. Grab a little more green. Throw in there. I'm just kind of trying to change up the value a little bit. Just so it's not all just one solid color in there. We've got a bunch of different little shapes and colors and more red there. Maybe that guy stands out a little bit more. Maybe we need a little more red. All right, Benzie, have a good one, man. Self-taught, Terry. I watched a lot of Bob Ross, man. Seriously, last summer I watched quite a lot of Bob, and kind of picked this up. Grab a little of that yellow ochre. Or not yellow ochre, Indian yellow. And basically what we did was we just took that everything that was in the midground and just pushed back. Let's go a little more yellow. We'll start on this guy. Ooh. Kind of got a little bit of a fall thing going on there on this guy. A little more green. Get a little more gold in there. Oh, we got basically a jungle. Hey, Anthony, how's it going, man? We got this little jungle going on in here. you just have to pick a point and you just say, okay, it's done, right? I I don't know. I don't know what to tell anybody. It's just whenever it, whenever I say, okay, it's done. Okay, so grab the little palette knife here. We'll scratching some limbs and maybe some little tree trunks in here. We'll do some more stuff down here at the bottom. I just want to primarily I'm focusing on taking out some of this in the darker areas for the trunks and sticks and that kind of thing. That's basically just letting the canvas show through is all that's doing. Just adds little depth, little interest. It's like, oh, look at that's all a bunch of different trees and bushes and scratch a couple little wild looking ones in here. Like a let's see. We need to do something in this mid ground. It's just kind of it's kind of boring. We'll grab the old fan brush here and we'll make something a little more pleasing maybe. Add a little highlight. Some of this. Give it a little more definition maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to see a whole lot of anything back there, but just make it maybe see a little bit of color. I want that green a little bit darker, so. I don't really like that. So we'll grab the big brush. And we'll just kind of nah, it's just a big meadow. I mean, not my best effort by any stretch of the imagination, but it has been a hot minute since I've run any paint on a canvas. Let's do a little of that. And just a little bit of color in here in the foreground. It's a lot of green. Well, that's good. Let's get crazy. Kind of turned green on me. I didn't want it to, but it kind of turned green. Well, we'll fix it. I wanted it a little more gray, but he just runs right off the canvas. Maybe he's a big evergreen like that guy. So he's gonna start way up here. Grab a different type of brush. Yeah, creek's gone. Yeah, I didn't like the creek, so we just kind of made it disappear. Just kind of poof. We call those happy accidents. Sorry, I'm grabbing a little bit of paint thinner, and I'm just kind of thinning this down so it flows a little bit better. And it's not flowing very well. Yeah. branch just goes right off the canvas. Or limb, whatever you want to call it. Come on. Yeah, maybe he's got a. He's got a few branches on him left, a few pine needles left on him. Maybe those are just kind of some dead limbs there. So that trunk is really green. I don't like that. You know what I can do? I'm gonna add some red. Maybe this tree's in his later stages of life and he's about to go. Let's see. I want to go really dark on the outside. Hey, Quentin James. How's it going, man? Getting the Bob Ross on tonight. Well, put a few little highlights on this. Let me clean out this brush real quick. We'll drop a few highlights in. We're about to call this guy done. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of white. And this is kind of the green that I used for that. I'm going to grab just a touch of yellow. I want it to the bluish side. That's a little too dark still. And we'll see what that looks like. There we go. Sun's just hitting this little guy right there. The sun's coming across on that. Hitting that one. Our sun's coming this way, so maybe it's kissing some of these out here a little bit. More towards the inside. We drop a little. Drop a little highlight on this guy, maybe. Not too much. He's just kind of back there. He doesn't need a lot. Oh, thanks, Quentin. I need a fro, bro. No, I don't need a fro, man. I'm not Bob Ross. I'm not even. You couldn't even put me in the same class. Bob was the man. But yeah, we pretty much call this one a wrap. But as you can see, I mean, I've been going for how long? I don't know. I can't even tell. 20 minutes on this one. 20, 30 minutes. So this is 30 minutes. My first one was 30 minutes, and the second one was 50. So you can do the math. just short of 2 hours. And that's what it looks like. Sometimes I probably won't sign this one. I don't think it's not really worthy of a signature, to be honest with you, Quentin. So many of them I don't sign. But when I do sign them, it goes something like, I usually use blue because, yeah, that's just the way I roll. But let me get this thin down here. Yeah, it's usually like this one I would go. Well, just something like that. Oh, thanks, Terry. Like I said, this is my first one that I've painted in 6 months, and so it's been a little while. You can see some of the other ones when I was doing a little more. Here, let me take this thing off. I'll show you guys. Let me see if I can get it without the big bag glare on it. There, how's that? A little better? I'll get up a little closer so you guys can see it. Sorry about being shaky Jake on the camera, but there you go. And of course, you guys have seen light's not shining on those, but very well. But here, I can change that. There we go. Hasn't seen some of these. Sorry, I'm about to run out of cord with the light, but this GoPro likes a lot of light. There, kind of get a get an idea of how some of those look. And hey, you get to see my ugly face now. Yeah, and that's it, right? Hey, so, Terry, you asked when I would call it done, and kind of this point, I've got a couple nice things in the foreground. I got some bushes and some trees kind of in the midground, some in the background. This guy here's in kind of what I would, this guy here is in what I would call the midground. This one's a foreground tree, and then you got the scape in the back. You got the very, very distant mountains. You got the slightly closer mountains, and basically, you just get to a point where it's like, okay, all right, I'm done. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. So that is pretty much gonna be it. It really wasn't what I originally envisioned. It just kind of turned out this way, and very few. Sorry, my hands in the way. Very few have turned out exactly what I wanted them to look like, or maybe I had a vision when I went in or started, and somewhere along the way my idea changed, or what have you. Sorry, I'm kind of reaching across, trying not to step in front of the camera, but here I'm going to step in front. There we go. There we go. Well, take these down and turn this a little bit more. There you go. Not so much glare. Ink block test. Oh, dude, my first one looked pathetic. My first 3 looked terrible. You just keep looking at the custom. You're not the only one, Q. Nobody wants to see me paint. Everybody wants to see my guitars. Nobody cares about the paint. It's it's funny, the whole painting thing, man. I didn't realize how it's kind of like what I was saying today in the place we don't mention. It really is therapeutic, at least for me. And I start with barely an idea. And, here's what we end up with. So, thanks, Terry. I had no idea where this was going when I started painting it. No clue. I'm just like, we'll throw some mountains in. We'll throw some real distant mountains. Then we'll throw some a little closer. Maybe we'll throw a little closer. Because you got your first mountain range is right back in here. You can just see it. They're almost just slightly darker than the sky. And then you got your second mountain range, and they're way off back there. Emmett and Todd. Oh, so you named him Todd, huh? Now is the other one a boy? So they're both boys? Are we sure about this? Oh man. Yeah, it's sometimes it's hard to know when to stop. Sometimes it just gets to be too much fun. But always a few things you want to keep in mind. You always have to have dark to show light. As you move further away, the further away something gets from you, the more blue you're going to see. The closer you get, the more red and green and yellows, browns, those colors you're going to say, hey, Mitch, how's it going, man? And as long as you keep that in mind, you know, the further away things are, the more basic the shapes are going to be. Like these trees back in here, you know, they're just kind of basic shapes and just kind of give you indication of trees. You have no idea what they are. Except for, oh, that's probably trees. So, you know, it's just, it's all about tricking, you know, partly tricking the eye, you know, fooling the eye into thinking there's depth, thinking there's distance. And you do that with color, you do it with shape, you do it with contrast, light, dark. That's pretty much it. And really, I have to side with Bob on doing this. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Anybody, I don't care who you are, you can do it. You just have to have the will to try. Your first paintings are gonna look like teetotal dog shit. I'm not even kidding. Let me see if I have my first painting still. That one got torched. Oh, here you go. Here, this is an early one. They're the same size canvas. 16 by 20. So, yeah. So, somebody, I forget who it was. Somebody was asking me if I painted with knives. And this mountain was painted with a knife. I like it. It's okay. A lot of these I did with knife. Yeah. I mean, just kind of. Yeah. When I started this one, I started painting the mountains by hand. Now you guys can actually see these. So that one, yeah, the mountains I painted actually by hand. So, yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, that's just kind of the style I've developed into. Oh, thanks, Mitch. Oh, here's an early one. Here's one of the earliest. Here's like this one's like the second one I did. And I did the path was done with the so and I was catching the idea, catching the vibe of it, but you know, not knowing how to, not really understanding how, you know, your light sources and, you know, that kind of thing. It was okay. This was one of the better earlier ones. This one's always going to be one of my favorites. Well, it's not my best one ever. It's one of my favorites. It's got that kind of creepy Halloween vibe going on. And you kind of got the multiple light sources playing around. So you got this light here, and then you've got the little bit of moonlight streaking through, kind of hitting the covered bridge. Kind of gives you that creepy, sleepy hollow, headless horseman kind of feeling, and which is exactly what I was going for. This is one of the very few that I started with an idea. I had an idea in my head and kind of made it happen. Oh, here it is. Yep, here's the first one. First one I ever finished. There you go. Come a little ways. And this is 6 months and not picking up a brush. So wow. You guys actually get to see what I see. The other side. So, but anyway, yeah, I figured I wanted to finish this up, and again, I forget who it was that asked for me to do one of these. So, whoever asked, it's 3 parts. It's about 2 hours worth. I'm no Bob Ross. I'm not a speed painter by any stretch of the imagination. Bob could have done that in probably 15 minutes. It took me 2 hours. So anyway, gentlemen, thanks very much. Appreciate you guys. And remember, be good. be good at it. If you can't be good, y'all be good at it. Take care.